Hello everyone, I am Julian Giraldo and in this video my friends Santiago Hernandez, Jerónimo Orozco and I will explain how to create the snake game in Python. Uh, to begin the project, open a new file and import the turtle, time and random module. The delay is to create a short pause when losing the game. These are the variables for scoring. Next, create a window where the programming will run using the screen function from the turtle model. Window is the variable. Title sets the window title. Setup change the window size. BG color sets the background color, or you can also use an image, but it must be in GIF format with BG and tracer makes the movements smoother. Then create the snake's head using the turtle function from the module turtle. Use speed 0 to display the head on the screen when the program starts. With shape, you can change the shape. In this case, the head is square. Pin-up. Pin-up eliminates the trace left when moving the turtle object. And Godot assigns a position to the hit 0, 0 to appear in the center, considering the window as Cartesian plane. With direction, we, we give the hit a direction to move, but here we set it to stop, so that the hit does to move when the program starts. Now that we have the hit, create the snake's foot using the turtle function again. Change its shape to a circle and color it red. Use Goto to set the foot's positions, assigning 100 to the H axis to display it 100 pixels upwards. This is the list for the snake body. Next, create and score marker using the turtle function. Set speed 0 to have the message on the screen when the game starts. Use colors to make the text white. Hide turtle to hide the pen that traces the text. Goto to choose the location where the text will appear, centered at the top, and Write to display the message on the screen, just like a print statement. Also select the font and font size.
Now we create the functions that will allow us to give directions to the snake. As we saw before, the direction of the head of the snake is stopped. With these functions, we will replace that stop for a new movement. That's why the syntax is the same. Head dot direction. Having created the function depending of the movement, we give them a real value. This using y and x-axis. If we want to go up or down, we increase or decrease the axis. To increase the y-axis, first we need to know the position of the head using the yCore function and saving that data in a variable. After that, we will increase that position with the setY function using the y position we saved before and increasing it by a value, in this case, pixels. Now in this method, we can do it for the rest of the directions, increasing or decreasing the axis depending on the direction. To connect the game to the keyboard, we can use functions that are provided by Turtle. First, we give to the screen the property listen. This will focus on the Turtle screen to capture events. The event we use is on key press. This means that when we press a button, that button will do an action. The syntax is simple. First, we select the value and then the key. For example, if I want to go up with the arrow key of my keyboard, I select up and then the name of the key, in this case up, with the first letter capitalized. And now the key has a value assigned. We can use the same syntaxes for the rest of the keys we want to use. In this part, we also added the WASD version to control the snake in two ways and to give a better example of the onKeyPress function. Now we create the loop that gives the functionality. We use the update function on the window to register every change and see it in real time. To create the wall collision, we need to remember the height and width that we assigned to the screen and create a condition that says, if the x-axis of the head is higher than the x-axis of the screen, then we specify what the program will do. That condition applies to all directions, positives and negatives. In this case, when this condition is fulfilled, we stop the screen for a second when timer sleep 1 to let the user know that the game is over. Then we send the head to the start position 0 0 and we give it to the stop direction. So it won't move if we don't press any key. Now we make the parts of the body disappear, sending them to a position out of the range of the screen with go to, and we clear the list of the body with parts clear, so it will be empty again. And we restart the score because of the collision. To restart it, we give the value of 0 to the variable score and to see reflect the change. We clear any score before and rewrite it to the new score. Now, for the collision with the apple, we create another condition that says, if the distance of the head with the apple is less than 20, the position of the apple will change. This giving random coordinates to the y and x axes. That's why we imported the random library. To make it work, we use again the x and y variables and giving them the value. In this case, we use random.randint to specify that we want random and natural numbers. And then we give the range of the allowed numbers, depending on the size of the screen. With the random positions ready, now we give to the apple the goTo function, using as argument the y and x variable with the random values. To increase the size of the snake, we use the same functions we used to create the snake head and the apple. The difference is the name, in this case, new part. We give it a speed, color, shape, etc. And we add it to the list of the parts with the function append. We need to remember that this is part of the condition of the distance between the head and the apple. Now, the list of parts will increase every time the snake collides with an apple. And to finish the condition, we increase the score with an accumulator and give the value to the high score with another condition. That makes the high score variable adopt the value of the score when the score is higher than the high score. To update the score, we do the same as before. We clear the text and rewrite it with a new value.
Okay, I'm gonna explain how to attach the body to of the name. Okay, we have a variable named total part that it saves the length of the list or the elements in the list, the count of the element in the list with the function length. Okay, we create a for with a variable index for an in range that starts with the with the count of elements minus one. It means if we have 5 elements, it will start with 4. Now the limit is 0 and we decrease it with minus 1. Okay, we get the x and y coordinate for the previous element in the list to connect to the element in that we want to connect. Okay, so to the previous element we use parts index minus one, and to get the x coordinate we use dot x coord, and we use dot y coord to the coordinate y, and we connect it each part with parts index that go to xy. Okay, that allows to connect every part with each one. Okay, now we create a conditional that if part one total parts the length of the list is higher than 0, and we'll get x and y coordinates with the dot x core and dot y core function, but the head for the head of the snake. Okay, and we connect all the body, all the parts with parts 0 dot go to xy. Okay, we use the move function that my friends explained previously. Okay, now the collision with the body, in case that the snake collision with himself, we use another for cycle for the elements in the parts using the variable part, and we create an conditional that if parts that distance head, it means if the element or the part that we are comparing is the distance of this element to the head is lower than 20, we execute the code that time.sleep1, it stop the game 1 second, and after that we use head that go to 0 0 to restart the head of the snake to the initial position, and we start the that direction equals stop to stop the head, the movement of the head, and to allow, and that allows that the player can start with up, down, right, left. After that, we hide the parts of the body and sending it off the screen. Okay, we use another cycle for well, for a cycle for every element in the list, and we use part that go to thousand to move every element to the coordinate thousand that are off screen. Okay, and that hide the parts. After that, we clear the list to have an empty list using that clear, and it allows us to avoid changing the name of the list. Okay, after that we restart the score using score equals 0. We clear the text that shows in the screen, and we rewrite it with that right, and we update here the score to 0 to restart the score, but we maintain the high score from previous games. Okay, after that we use time that sleep delay to stop for a while the game, and after that we repeat the game, we restart the game using window.mainLoop function. Okay, and now here is an example how the game works running this code. Okay, thank you.